Hi everyone, this is Mr. Peris from Punchbowl Boys High School. Today I'm going to be doing a short tutorial on how to use Microsoft Teams at school. So I've been using Microsoft Teams for the last couple of months, both as a teacher, with other teachers from other schools and within my own faculty, and also with my 2 Year 11 classes. Microsoft Teams is becoming more popular throughout schools and other businesses around the world, and it's sort of become a centralized learning area or hub where it combines a lot of different programs that we usually use or different applications that we usually use. Some of these include Google Classroom, Google Drive, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and it puts everything into one area where teachers can actually communicate with each other, with their colleagues, or with other students as well. So I'm just going to run through how to use Microsoft Teams today. It's pretty straightforward and it's fairly user-friendly. Once you receive an invitation, you can actually just click on that link and it will add you to that team. So we'll start from the top here in Microsoft Teams. This is what the actual desktop app looks like. So you can use a desktop app, you can use the website, or you can use your mobile phone app as well, either on Android or Apple. Now, at the top here, you've got the activity page where any notifications that you get throughout the day will pop up, whether it's messages in your from another person, or people post a link or a document. It will actually come through here if they've tagged you or if they've tagged everyone in the team. So all the notifications will pop up here. You can keep those notifications, you can delete them, or you can pin them to the top if you find them to be important. Now anything here, if you click on it, it will take you to that team and you'll then be able to see that document or see that message in your Teams. Now if we move down to the chat section, you'll see that you've got recent contacts and you've got your overall contacts. So if we click on contacts here, you'll see that I've got all my contacts. These are mainly teachers from other schools and teachers at Punchbowl Boys as well. And we can communicate with those people through messages, attaching documents down the bottom here that you can see. Also, you can make a video call, an audio call, or you can share your screen. Now, if you find this is someone that you need to contact regularly, you can actually pin that person to the top using the ellipsis button and then pressing pin. Now, by doing so, they will stay at the top and you can contact that person easily. Now, we also have the Files tab and any activity here. So any documents that you transfer with that person will go into that Files tab and they will be there indefinitely. So you can actually access those files instead of going through your emails and searching for those files from 6 months or a year ago. Those files will be in that tab indefinitely. It doesn't matter how long it's been, they will stay in there until you delete them. Now, if we go to the top here, you can actually type in any person, any teacher or any student, and you can add them to that chat as well. So it can become a group chat. And again, once it becomes a group chat, you can continue to pin that up the top. So if you find that you speak to your faculty or you speak to several students, you can save that group chat and you don't need to create a new one every time, or you don't need to create a new email every time as well. You can just easily access them and communicate with them from the chat tab. Now, if we move down to the Teams tab, this is where most work gets done in Microsoft Teams. So you'll see here that I am a part of several teams now. I've got my PDHP faculty at Punchbowl Boys. I've got the Bankstown Zone Sports Organisers Microsoft Teams page here, and I'm also part of the Sports Coaching Teachers Network. Now, this PDHP statewide staff room that you see here, this was only created in the last couple of days, and this was because multiple teachers around New South Wales are actually starting to work from home and teach their lessons from home. So if we click on that page, you'll see here that there are different channels. So under each team, you can create additional channels. Now, there are some hidden channels here, and if you click on those, you'll see that there is CAFs 11 and 12, Learning from Home, PDHP 11 and 12, and PDHP Sharing Space. Now, you can create as many tabs as you like and as many channels as you like, but each channel will have its different uses. If we click on General, you'll see here that there are teachers from all around New South Wales posting different things for different resources depending on what you're teaching. So 7 to 10 PDHPE. If we're looking at joining a maths one, there is maths, there's English, there's history, there's all different types of statewide staff rooms now, and this was created only a couple of days ago, so it's becoming a very useful tool. If we move down to the bottom, you'll see I've got 2 classrooms. So I've got both my Year 11 classes, PDHPE, and Vet Sports Coaching as well. Now, if we go into the classroom, it is a little bit different, where it actually includes the assignments page as well. And you can see here that I will post daily activities for students to complete. If we go into our Files tab up the top, you can actually see different types of materials that I have posted, and those materials will actually be available again until they are deleted or no longer needed. But if we go into the Better Health for Individuals, which is what my students are working on at the moment, you'll see that there are a few different activities, different chapters, again organized almost like a Google Drive. It's just a little bit easier to organize if you're part of multiple teams. So you can copy that link and you can share that link with other students or other teachers, and they will then have access to those folders as well. Now, if we move on to the Assignments tab up the top here, we click on the Assignments tab, we will be able to see which students have actually viewed that assignment that you've put up there. So I have one assignment which is assigned to all students, which is due in April. And if I click on that assignment, I can actually then see which students have turned that assignment in, who has viewed it, and who hasn't. So if they haven't viewed the assignment, then it's very easy to be aware of that, to contact parents and just keep them notified of anything that their students need to do online in this time. Now, if we go to Student View, you can actually see what students see. So the assignment task is here. If we click on the assignment, it'll open up the PDF, and we can see that all the details that are required to complete that assignment. Clicking on the Ellipsis tab on any channel will allow you to manage the team, add members, and adding members is very easy because it works through their DET email. So if you click on that member tab, type in their name, it will show up straight away if they are in your area. Okay, so we are going to move on now to the Files tab. If we go to General under my PDHP faculty, you'll see here that under the Files tab, I've actually got all of the work organized here for everything throughout the year, whether it's sport, whether it's permission notes, assessment tasks, and everyone has access to these. Now, if you do need to share this with a deputy principal or someone who's not in that team, if they're not a part of that team, you can always copy that link and you can share that link with them as well. Okay, moving on, you can also add a calendar. So in our calendar, we've got different activities that are listed throughout the year. That will be available to anyone, again, on their phone, on their desktop, and they can see what the calendar actually looks like and when things are due. So if we go throughout the year, you will then see, obviously some of these things might not be happening this year, but you can see here that we've got a couple of different days that will be notifying everyone when those dates are approaching. Now, in each area, you can actually add a number of different things. So you can send your attachments, you can do a meeting. So if you click on the Meet Now button at the bottom, you can now schedule a meeting with anyone in that team. So if you click on Meet Now, that will send a phone call out to anyone in that team, and that meeting will now begin. You can also schedule it for later if you'd like. Now, if we click on the ellipses button at the bottom here, you can add different applications in that particular team. So if we click on Wikipedia, we can add that application there. If we click on our news tab, we can add the application in that particular area. So all of those things will now be appearing in that tab. So instead of doing it in general, you might want to create another tab such as news, like I have here, where you're actually able to add the news tab, and any news will be coming through into that tab. Now, as we go on, you'll see here that we've got our calls. That is just our call history, and you can make phone calls through this tab as well. There's also voicemail, contacts, history. It's almost like using a phone, pretty straightforward. If we click on files down the bottom, you'll see that it's actually linked to your OneDrive account. So anything that you've got uploaded in your OneDrive will be linked here as well. So it's very easy to add other cloud storage, whether it's Google Drive or something else that you use. But if you click on OneDrive, you'll see that anything that you've got uploaded in your DET OneDrive account will be uploaded there as well. And it's very easy to access and share if you would like to. So the final thing that I just wanted to show you is if you went to this ellipses tab here and you saw, if we clicked on more apps, you can see all of the applications that are available in Microsoft Teams. Now, some of these are very popular, some are not, but if we click on something like Flow, Flow is something that automates a lot of different things. So you can actually, you can install Flow, and Flow will integrate different things into your Microsoft Teams. So for example, if you wanted to link Twitter, any posts that come through about a certain hashtag will be sent directly to your team in one of those areas that you choose. So in one of these, you can put it in the news tab, you can create a Twitter tab, and that will send it straight through to your team. And there's many different applications that you can use, and it's completely up to the users of what they want to use. I know some teachers use this application here called Flipgrid, where you ask a question to your students, and Flipgrid will use this application where you can the students can create short videos replying to your question, and it will then automatically upload it to your team, and it will almost be like being in school, but they can do it from home. Some of these other ones include, like we said before, the news tab, the Wikipedia search, but there's so many different ones where we are able to mix and match and see what works for you and see what doesn't. And by doing so, you can actually make your classrooms a little bit more efficient and a little bit more interesting as well. Now, the final thing is just the meetings part of it. So I already showed you how to do it just within your team as well, but you can schedule a meeting for later. So if we go into our team, if we click on stream here, you'll have to you can actually stream yourself doing a meeting. If you didn't want any other users in there, you can now go into that stream, get a link for it, and send that to staff, and they can actually join that stream, or students, and they can join that stream if you wanted to do that in the classroom or as a meeting. Okay. Now, if you wanted to create a new team, obviously if none of these are here, you can click on join or create a team. You can input the code if the teacher has given you a code, or if someone else is giving you a code. Otherwise, you can create a brand new team, and there's no limit to these teams. You can create as many as you'd like. You can have one with just your faculty. You can have one with just teachers from PDHB, from teachers from maths around New South Wales or Australia, anything that you'd really like. Now, this platform, there's so many other things that you can do, and it's something that you really do need to use for a little bit, so you can actually figure out what works best for you, because everybody will use this platform for various reasons. Some might use it for video calls, some staff might use it for phone calls, some might use it to share their screen. and it really depends on what works best for you. So if this is something that you'd like to use, I highly recommend that you give it a go, because it is coming a lot more common, and I think that it works very, very well in both a classroom setting and from a staff setting as well. All right, so thanks so much for listening today and tuning in. Keep watching, and there'll be more tutorials coming through on our Twitter from Punchbowl Boys and all the other platforms as well. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later.